More Gicarri Harris buzz propaganda, maybe. I don't think this is propaganda though. This is just a little interview that we got from Dustin Schutte, Purdue on SI. Make sure you go support Dustin. We had him on the channel earlier this summer, and he does fantastic work for Purdue on SI. He is jumping aboard the Gicarri Harris discussion train here after he's been the most talked about Purdue player in the last 2 weeks, with the story of him dominating a scrimmage, beating Braden and TKR coming out from other sites, and just plenty of optimism around who Gicarri Harris is right now. Gicarri gave an interview to Dustin where they talked through the changes that he's made to his game this offseason, his role expectations, what he wants to be for this Purdue team. And there's some very interesting pointed quotes from Gicarri that I think can help us kind of pull our magnifying glass out and try and figure out what the actual conclusion is going to be to this shooting guard spot. So I'm going to read you some excerpts from this. If you want the full article, everything that Gicarri told Dustin, make sure you get it with Purdue on SI and go follow Dustin Schutte on Twitter. But Gicarri said this, quote, "They told me containing the ball better defensively, that was number one. Whether that's me picking up full court or trying to get around a ball screen, get around it. Little stuff like that." So that seems to be the direction from the staff of what do we need from you. Harris went on to elaborate, quote, "I want to be the best overall defender on the team. On the ball, I feel like I'm good, but off the ball, I need to do a better job and improve my communication. I want to be a leader. That means I need to talk more, get out of my comfort zone, be loud, be vocal, never take breaks on plays, a little more coach speak there, blah, blah, blah. But I want to be the best defender on the team, piggybacking apparently what the coaching staff told him. We want you to be better on ball defensively this year." I'm going to scroll to the end of this article and read you one more quote that I found interesting here because last year, if you remember, Gicarri started the year in the starting lineup, ended the year out of the starting lineup. CJ Cox and him were going back and forth, and then they kind of went in and out of small ball lineups too. There were a lot of moving parts with last year's team. We don't think it's going to be the same this year. It should be more solidified now that the center spot's been solidified. But Gicarri said this when talking about what his goals are for the year. Quote, "I want to be able to finish out as many games as I can. That means I have to be a lot more consistent this year, do the little things, make hustle plays, and do a better job rebounding." Dustin added his own context to this, his own just personal spin, and said, "We won't know if Harris will be a starter until the season tips off in November. Whether he's in that role or not, he's made it clear he wants to be one of the finishers on this year's team." All right, I'll stop there. Staff's telling him they want defense. He's saying, "I want to be the best defender here. And oh, by the way, I want to finish games." I think I can read between the lines and come with some takeaways from this. But what do you think of all of this latest Gicarri talk?
Defense is how he gets on the court. Finishing games is probably his most likely role. Now I've been adamant Omer's going to start. I've never said who I think is actually going to like play the final 4 minutes. I think that's a little bit to be determined. I do believe Omer's going to start. I do believe Omer's going to play more than Gicarri, but Gicarri could play those final 4 minutes because of the defense aspect of things. That's his calling card on this team. I don't believe this team needs extra scoring. I don't believe this team needs extra ball handling. They don't need another initiator of offense. They have plenty of all that. They have plenty of shooting. They have plenty of people that can put the ball in the basket. But when you look up and down the roster, who's going to get in the stance and check, right? Like when you go to Champaign and you see Petrovic, who's going to get in the stance and check Petrovic? That's where Gicarri Harris gets on the court. That's where he separates himself from others. And like he said, that's where he can finish games if he's able to do it at a really high level.
We're just going under.
What do you mean?
On Petro, we're just going under.
Oh, underneath ball screens?
Yeah, just go under. We're fine.
See, I'm hounded him 94 feet or
That's
96 feet. Welcome to the Big Ten.
it's not a bad strategy either. All right, can I do my windy? So clearly Painter told him, "We need you to be elite defensively. That's your future. That's our path. That's what this team needs." That's reinforcing Gicarri's own outlook, I think, pretty clearly. Him talking, I want to be the best defender. Couple things on that. Number one, it's the correct sort of approach from Painter and also speaks to the guys that we're trying to find a fifth guy in between of. Respectfully to Braden and Fletcher, and obviously Trey, who BPR has like 30 spots lower than he should be because of defense. Um, they're not defenders. Dion, how's your job going?
Beginning of the school year, everything's like a little up and down. One of the biggest issues we've had is we can't find any uniforms for our girls' sports teams.
Mm, that's a difficult thing to find a solution for. I know damn well all about that because I got a daughter that just turned 2. She's into sports and she's already outgrowing every little piece of sports apparel she had. Thankfully, I know Clara Kate Creations. Clara Kate Creations was started by a former high school teacher who quit because it wasn't cost effective to send new twins and a 2-year-old to daycare. She found it easier to make girls' sports apparel than finding it to buy. And I am so thankful that she exists because if we have an old shirt of Murph's that she's outgrown, we can send it in and she takes that piece of apparel that means something and upcycles it into an outfit that Murphy can now wear as she grows up. She makes great stuff. It's honestly kind of like your fullback's wife, Kyle Juszczyk. Is that how you say it? She does that. But honestly, I think Clara Kate's coming for Mrs. Juszczyk's job.
I love that. I'm a big Juice guy, love his wife. Love Claire Kate even more than both of them, though.
You can send in your own custom ideas and she will come up with a design. She's just the best. Look up Clara Kate Creations on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and more. Like none of them are defenders. They're fine players, they're great players, but like they're not defend. They need very specific things between them in order to make this team good defensively. And they need like a perimeter stopper that allows Braden to not be so gassed at the end of games. And then you need a rim protector too. And we think Paint got both of those figured out this year. But the one thing I would say, Gicarri was on the team last year. Gicarri could have been this perimeter stopper last year. It didn't really come to fruition. In fact, I think CJ was more disruptive defensively last year than Gicarri. So, clearly, like guys get better, improvements are made. I expect him to develop. But like the important takeaway here is clearly the staff is telling Gicarri, your role is be the defender we need in between these guys. We might want CJ to be a burst of offense or both. Omer's going to be our point guard, whatever. I don't know where Antoine West fits into this. He might be being told the same things Gicarri is. But clearly they feel Gicarri can be a special, unique defender out of that group. And if that's true, I think that does signal where this is headed. I think they are going to start Gicarri at the beginning of the season. And I think it is because of defense. I think that's how this is being framed. Painter has made the decision in his mind that defense is what we need. And Gicarri just is more unique in that aspect than anything else. Um, I don't know if it's going to last, but I think that's where this has started. And to just go full circle, connect the dots here, his final quote at the end, I want to finish games. You only say that to me if you know you're starting games.
Well, see, I took it the opposite way.
Mm-mm. I take it that way. I take this, I think I'm at the top of the depth chart at the beginning of the game. I want to be so good that I'm finishing it too.
I can see that. I think I kind of took it oppositely, where it's just like, hey, I know like Omer's gonna start, but like, what is our best five? I want to be a part of that. I don't care in what capacity that is. I just want to be a part of closing games type of thing. That
Well, if
was
he's
my take.
if he's part of the best 5, he's going to start.
I don't. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I agree. I just feel like I mean like death lineup type of thing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like teams do that a lot, where it's like, hey, here's our starting lineup, but like we're gonna throw this one lineup at you to finish games type of deal, and it kind of throws you off. That was kind of
So
my takeaway.
that's totally fair. And we're probably interpreting this to reinforce what we want our own beliefs to be here too. But like, here's where I would guess this goes. I think Gicarri starts. And I think he's been told he's probably going to start. I think that's why Newbert's so adamant it's coming because someone has told him it is. Um, I actually think along the lines of like death lineup, the death lineup is Omer. And that's probably a lineup you don't want to roll out all the time for various reasons. But also, to me, that might be why Gicarri is going on record like, well, I want to finish games because he can sense that he's not going to. Even if he is this pigeonholed, you're the starter, it's
Yeah.
top of mind for him. Well, I want to be good enough that they have to keep me on the floor, even though in the back of his mind, he knows it's probably not going to happen.
It's easier to me to start Omer and pivot to Gicarri than it is flipped. And maybe this is me thinking about my bet a little bit too much and not thinking about this like a little too neutrally. But I kind of look at it like a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like if you have a rookie, it's harder to like bench a rookie than it is to bench the veteran. So you start the veteran, you let them stink it up, then you put the rookie in, which I guess you could do with Gicarri. But I feel like once you make that move to Omer, he better be ready if it's middle of the season because you can't move back to Gicarri. I'd rather start Omer, and if it doesn't work, then we go to Gicarri and we don't need to pivot back to Omer because we already know Gicarri could work, type of thing.
That's fair. I think Payne could navigate it either way, but yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I just feel like every day we're getting more breadcrumbs on this situation, and at the heart of it all, it's Jakari. Like, how many times this summer has there been a CJ Cox interview?
Never. And Gicarri Harris, I'm talking to you, same way I did TK earlier, is man to man. You better be ready, big dog. Like you better be ready.
Like his Omer?
Because well, I got 3 units. So like my three units were because of different expectations. So them expectations are now gonna fall on you, Chikara. You're the new Omer.
Yeah.